Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be watching Jon Venus's video, which is called Why I Don't Want to Label Myself as Vegan. And then we're going to watch the new video he just put up 1 hour ago. So I'm putting all this together. I didn't know that was up when I planned this video. So I am vegan carburetor. We're going to watch this together. I've been here 6 years on YouTube, 11 years in the vegan circles on the internet. I'll bring in my experience and no bias against Jon Venus, who I do not know at all. His channel has 300,000 subs, but I'm surprised at his numbers, how many viewers he gets. Is not a lot. I was expecting more, but it's pretty good. Just an observation. So let's just oh, one more thing before we get into the video. Let's see, a lot of small channels have talked about Jon Venus and his announcement here, and I'm another small channel doing this. Hopefully enough small channels will cover this so that the big channels will not. That's a message for everybody out there. Big channels, don't keep giving this attention, because it will just keep happening. You're feeding it, it will just keep happening. But hey, I don't know his motives, because I'm coming in fresh here. But I'm going to see as I watch this video. Here we go.
After my motorcycle accident,
Experience.
Kirk Bernard explained.
But unbiased person I will give my take on this.
This video, I'm just going to be 100% transparent, 100% honest.
Yeah. I was sorry, but and I don't know yet. I'm not going to judge too quickly, but those are two red flags, and he's saying them right off the top. I said to someone in the comments, I will be the judge in a few minutes when I go on YouTube. I'll judge whether he's being honest. Oh, they said he was an ethical vegan. I'll be the judge of that. We will see. I have my doubts and a lot of wisdom, which I'm going to explain to you.
Share my thoughts as they come to me right now, live to you guys. And this is something that I wanted to share for a very long time. This is something that's been on my mind for months and months, if not years, to different...
Just want to point out this video was not done live. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, doesn't look like it. Just pointing that out.
Varying degrees, but in the last couple of months, I have really, you know, had very strong feelings about the way that I make content, the way that I've built, you know, this persona, and not that I've, you know, portrayed myself falsely online, or that I've, you know, showed a side that isn't genuine, but...
Okay, I wasn't looking for a place to stop. I didn't want to be too anxious here. Oh, so many things to comment on here. He mentioned the word persona there. So it looks like he's acknowledging that most YouTubers, internet personalities, do put on a persona that is not 100% them. Especially when looks are involved, like bodybuilding. There's an image in the bodybuilding community. You got to put on the image. So it looks like he's acknowledging that. He also said the words high emotion, something about intense, something like that. And I was going to bring this up. See, I've been here. I guess that he was in his 20s. And and yeah, so that makes sense. He's about 26. I went vegan when I was 24, and so when you're that age, you're especially susceptible to getting overly emotional, because it is an emotional issue. And I went through the stage where I was an intense vegan, judgmental, extreme, and that's normal. And perhaps he was that way in some of his videos, and then he got the backlash. Yeah. And now he wants to back away from that. And I can understand why. I wish I didn't have to have the vegan label. You know, no one wants this, but we live in a world where this is going on. Where here in the U.S., people eat a lot of meat, and they suffer the health consequences, and animals suffer the consequences. And so there's a thing called vegan. And yeah, even in my early 40s when I got on YouTube, yeah, and I saw too much. I saw too much stuff. And I saw how vegans were perceived. And you know, sometimes it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. This is not what we want. Okay, let's get back into Jon here.
I've also allowed myself to be pigeonholed into something that isn't exactly 100% who I truly am authentically as a human being. And I believe that it is my duty and my job to be 100% transparent with my thoughts, feelings, and how I look at life and how I do things. So that is why I'm making this video. As the title suggests, I am no longer gonna identify myself as a vegan. You know, in the beginning, I had a lot of strong feelings about this lifestyle in terms of you know, me being new to it, learning so many things that I had no idea about, you know, the stuff that happens to animals, the environment.
Yep. I remember when I went through this, you're finding out this stuff for the first time, and you want to do something. One of those things is to identify yourself as a vegan and go vegan first.
Environment, health, you name it, it was all very shocking to me, and I became very passionate about spreading the message that allowed me to see things in a different way. But you know, as you grow and as you understand more aspects of life and as you just develop, you realize that there is way more to things than meets the eye. And I think that I allowed people to, and I allowed myself to become this, you know, person that a lot of people point to as being that vegan guy. And, you know,
well, they got a lot of people to point at these days, minus a few YouTube opportunists.
I am vegan, I am plant-based, whatever kind of label you want to put on me, whatever, yes,
yeah,
that is never going to change. I'm not going to go back to eating animal products or something. but I'm not going to label myself anymore. I identify myself as a human being who is doing his best to develop himself and try to spread positivity to the world, try to spread health and fitness.
Yep.
And that is what I'm all about, right? I have been that guy who the only thing that he thinks about is these issues related to veganism, or you know, the vegan diet, that kind of stuff. I've been that person for a while. I'm always
wanted to speed it up, you know, be efficient. Yeah.
Trying to be as open-minded as possible. I'm always trying to remove all judgment from the table. I'm always trying to be as loving as I can be, and always come from positivity rather than negativity. And I got to tell you, the last couple of months, I've been...
I can predict what he's going to say next. Yeah, we're just decent people who want to make the world a better place, and in this world, we end up going to the extreme and acting out against this bad world, and people are not going to like that. I've been experiencing that 24 years now, and I'll give my perspective over that long period of time.
Seeing so many you know, people who have decided to give this or to let go of this lifestyle, to stop eating a plant-based diet and move back to eating animal products. At the same time, I've witnessed so many people and vegans especially.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. People go back to veganism on YouTube, right? Because it's a trend. It's YouTube's all show. It's a show. Most of the popular vegans, I mean, most popular YouTubers, it's a show. Yeah.
Attacking these people like crazy, and this has happened for, you know, as long as I can remember, right? But
you don't see these things off the internet much. I don't see it at all. You know, YouTube is just a different world than the real world, and you can't use YouTube as a statistical tool. You tools, Bart. Come on.
My thing was that I wanted to do things my way. I wanted to take a positive approach and still label myself as a vegan while trying to change people's perspective of what that means. And, you know, to some extent I do feel like I've done that, but in the bigger picture and studying everything that I do in detail, being very conscious of what I do, like looking at the replies, the comments, the reaction people have to what I put out there, I just haven't been that successful in doing that. People still...
Yeah, I got a comment on that too. Yeah. Just a second.
You know, identify vegans as very critical and judgmental people, very hateful people, negative people, whatever you're going to call it. And I know so many of them, or so many people who are plant-based who are not that at all. Many of my closest friends are plant-based, and they are just amazing people that just do not share that negative perspective on the world. And I'm not making this video because I think that no one should label themselves as vegans. I think people should do exactly what they feel like doing. I'm just saying that I don't feel like doing that anymore because I don't identify with what the general consensus of veganism is. I just don't. That is the absolute truth. And
okay, I'm basically agreeing with him so far. No criticism, except that last sentence. What was that? Let's go back.
I don't feel like doing that anymore because I don't identify.
That's a lesson. Here's a lesson to people. Don't argue with the way people feel. That's ridiculous. People's feelings are their feelings. There's a reason for them. You could argue with the reasons. You could try to change their feelings, but you don't argue with feelings.
With what the general consensus of veganism is.
The general consensus of what veganism is? No. See, when you spend a lot of time in social media, it gets really negative. You absorb all this negativity from both sides, both sides. And what you have, you got to step back from that and realize that that's the internet. That's what happens on social media. And most people aren't on social media. You step out in the real world, and people aren't going to act like that, like people on social media. And this might take years to get used to and understand this. And he's not there right now. He's in an early stage.
I just don't. That is the absolute truth. And as I said, I'm going to stick to this lifestyle because of my personal perspective. I don't judge people for eating animals. I don't judge people for not believing in this lifestyle. I really don't. My closest friends.
Yeah, see, you can't really argue with that. If someone doesn't want to judge meat eaters, then that's how they feel. I'll judge them for you. I'll be here. There's plenty of us that are willing to do that. It's just the right thing to do.
Eat meat. They don't care about whether or not an animal goes through certain things. And, those people that I'm close friends with are still about, trying to spread positivity and
I think he was just talking about the uncaring people. I was thinking about those people a couple hours ago. What people have to understand is there are some people who don't have the ability to care, and that's why you see so much of it in the world, in the government, in social media. And it's called sociopathic personality, also called narcissistic or psychopathic. This is becoming just really popular, really common to have this disorder. There's nothing you can do about it. Just move on to the next people and hope you find someone that you can convince and who will care about what you're saying.
Live a positive life, but that itself doesn't need to look a certain way. And I think I allow myself, to give off this image of, unless you are doing exactly what I'm doing, you're not good enough, or I don't respect you, and I judge you for doing something differently. And that is, absolutely not how I am as a person. I am not. And I know that this is something that, most people, if not, I don't know anyone who would do or make this video and share.
Yep, some people just can't handle the pressure. And when you're a famous person on social media, it's even worse. Yeah, I was reading something that a lot of people who are social media stars, they crack. And even when they don't have a big message, and they're just like even that model. Who's that model? I'll be talking about her again soon. She had this career. She was making money, but she had to leave. She was going crazy. She was just a model. She was vegan. She wasn't vegan. But she wasn't making videos about it.
share their thoughts after building such a big following because of their lifestyle. So this is not me.
So when you live in this world, when you're famous, it changes your whole world. And you're constantly hearing all these opinions coming in. And that's not the normal world. They quit so they can get back to normality. So you have to understand, it's not the real world.
Trying to get views or trying to, benefit myself in any way. However, I do feel like
I gotta go back.
Share their thoughts after building such a big following because of their lifestyle. So this is not me trying to get views or trying to, benefit myself in any way. However, I do feel like I will benefit from just being more transparent and allowing people to understand that I don't care. I don't care what people do in their own life in terms of, dietary choice. I don't care.
Okay, we have hit a bump in the road here halfway through the video. You could probably see on my face that I'm having trouble with this one. We've got to go back to a lot of stuff.
I will benefit from just being more transparent and
oh yes. Okay, I've seen this so many times, and maybe I need to hear more, but right here he's saying that he's not doing this for views. But how do we know that? You can't just say, show me, don't tell me. So, you got to ask yourself, why is he making this video? He could just, in the future, do what he wants to do. Why is he making this announcement? Who is this for, and what's going to be the outcome? And then he said the words, I don't care, twice together. Those are the words of a sociopath. That's a red flag there. When someone uses that phrase, walk away. Have nothing to do with those people.
allowing people to understand that I don't care. I don't care what people do in their own life in terms of dietary choice. I don't care if you don't care about the environment. I don't care if you don't care about your own health. I really don't. I care for myself.
Wow, wow, this is weird. Oh, I get it. See, I watched these videos. I watched 2 videos in reverse order. I watched a response to this by somebody I know, and now it's ringing a bell here. She kept saying, she was parroting him here. That's interesting. I couldn't figure out that. I didn't understand that.
Because for me, it doesn't feel good to do certain things, but I have no judgment, or I generally don't feel bad or negative feelings when I see people eating meat in front of me, or just have different perspectives in life. I think it's really important to surround yourself.
I don't get that. Wait, what's with? First he said he has intense feelings, and then he says he's not bothered by people eating meat.
With people that don't share your views, and that's always what I've done, and I keep trying to do. But I've allowed myself to go too far the other route and give off this image of maybe superiority or elitism, which is something that I really dislike about the movement in terms of vegans and people trying to promote this lifestyle. I am not against people, doing activism, showing people the behind the scenes of what goes on in slaughterhouses. I think that's really important because everyone has to be aware of what's happening. But I have no judgment of people, eating a hamburger while watching Earthlings and not believing in the message themselves.
Why not? Why not? Weird. Judgment is a normal thing. The courts do it. And we accept this. We're all judging. And guess who gets judged a lot? A lot. Yes, she was talking about this. We vegans have to live with judgment for being ethical. Pretty crazy. And there's one thing I don't care about. I don't care if somebody attacks me in a crazy way. You know, you just have to move on, get past that, John.
You know, I can see myself, you know, a different version of myself eating meat, even knowing all the things that I know. I don't put people who are plant-based or vegan on a pedestal. I don't, you know, look up to them more than I do people who live differently. I really don't. Where I'm sitting right now, for example, you know, there are probably 15 carcasses of, you know, deer and whatever, like, you know, animals hanging here. And a lot of people would just, you know, criticize me and, like, you know, give me a lot of crap for sitting in an office like this and supporting, you know, a family that believes in hunting and fishing and that kind of stuff. And guess what? That is my family. Like, you know, my family hunts, my family fishes, not my own family, but my wife's family. And I love them so much. Like, I don't have anything against them doing that. I did in the beginning, and I think that's natural for anyone that discovers something new that they're really passionate about. I love Catherine's parents, you know, so much, and I just don't care. I just don't feel bad.
So the first half of this video seemed, well, this is no big deal. This is okay. And this shouldn't go viral with the help of popular vegans. And now I'm hearing this stuff. This could bait some popular vegans. This could manipulate them. You know, what's Vegan Gains doing right now? Did he just get triggered yesterday watching this, and now today he's cranking out some 18-minute video that's going to take him 15 hours to make? I have been there. I'm not going to have time for the second video in this video because I have something I need to do now. I've got to wrap this up. So I'll come back to it just hours from now. I'll do the next one. This is crazy stuff.
If they go out,
don't get baited into this. This doesn't make sense. He just wants to get out of it. So my message for John here is, you know, we'd all like to get out of it. But there's a need for it. Veganism is not about social inclusion. It's about the animals. And what you're doing is putting your own comfort and inclusion above animals and their own health, the world's health, the environment, which will one day destroy the earth. John, how much money do you got? Is it not enough? Is YouTube cutting your gains? So you got to kiss some meat eater butt? And another thing is, if you look at it from a different perspective here, this looks like a great marketing move to make for people in John's position. You know, getting into that why I'm no longer vegan bandwagon and getting the only results from that. Inclusion and money. And this is doing it on a higher level. Jon's doing it on a higher level. He's getting on this bandwagon without actually quitting veganism. Who knows what this could do for his career? So I got to say, thanks for watching. And where's the fruit? There we go. Eat your fruit. That's how I've been in good health and been able to remain a vegan by doing it right. Rate this video, thumbs up or down. Want to know what you think in the comments. And subscribe to a 50-year-old long-term vegan who's been through it all. I've come out of it on top. I've got it. I've got the optimum situation here, which I now want to pass on to all of you. I could show you and guide you the way through it. Peace out. Go vegan, but better yet, stay vegan by learning all that you should know and escaping the diet matrix. Get the book today, only $4.95. Bye now.